lengthy list of all the committees that he has served on, and even counting them, there are more than a dozen of them. So you can see he has been a person who's been very, very active in the community. However, his voluntary work was not confined to just our council. He also served on the Senior Citizens Council for 6 years, and the Social Planning Council's Priority Committee for 5 years, as well as a stint on the Sectoral Planning Committee of the Council. Bert has stated that he was better able to serve the Council on Aging through his involvement with a number of professional and national programs. He represented seniors, and here I'm just going to mention a few of them because, again, this very active man was involved in a range of things, everything from the National Advisory Council on Fitness in the Third Age through to the Canada Safety Council, the Canadian Council on Development, and the National Conference on Aging in the 21st Century. also with the Victorian Order of Nurses. You can just see it goes on, and could there possibly be a more deserving person than Bert? His work has been well recognized before in that he was awarded the Coronation Medal, the Centennial Medal, the Silver Jubilee Medal, and last year the 125th Anniversary Medal. The Seniors Achievement Award was given to him in 1988 by the Ontario government. We couldn't have found a more qualified candidate. Bert, we're delighted to have you with us and to give you this recognition.
To be the recipient of the first Margaret Griffiths Award. Its value is enhanced considerably for me because this selection was made by my peers. Other awards I've had come from above. This comes from my peers, and therefore is doubly valuable. I wish, however, to stress that this award is to my wife and myself. She has been my wife and helpmate for 52 years and has made a very important contribution that made possible much of the work that I have done for seniors. She typed innumerable briefs, reports, and letters. She dealt with a great many phone calls intended for me. She often did jobs that I should be doing, like cutting the lawn. And all in all, had it not been for Frida's backup, I would not have been able to become as heavily involved as I have been over the last 15 years. Thank you, my dear.
In the 80s, Bert Hanmer has been watching and listening to the discussion very intently and has his own comments to make on what Charles and Florence have had to say so far this morning. Bert?
I'm never entirely happy when people talk about poor old senior citizens and poor old ladies. From the point of view of the social worker or the politician or the economist, this may well seem to be the case. But you know, when you move among these people, as I do, they don't think that they're poor. They don't think that they're badly done by, in the main. Now, there are individual categories of seniors who have serious problems and whose problems must be addressed. But a lot of older people who went, as most of our age category did, through the 30s, think that their position in retirement is so infinitely better with the government support programs that exist today than was the case for their mothers or their fathers, that quite frankly, the complaints you get individually, boiling up a little here, because I was one of those in the activist group who orchestrated the protests.
Bully for you.
I thoroughly disagree with Charles' view on this, because we're a democracy, are we not? And in a democracy, things should be done in the way the people themselves feel it should be done, not superimposed from the top.
Morning Magazine, the topic is aging in the 80s, and our panel consists of Senator Florence Bird, Charles Lynch, Dr. William Dalziel, and Bert Hanmer. And Bert, you are very concerned about the whole transportation business. You mentioned this earlier in the program. You have a report there called "The Freedom to Move is Life Itself." Now, can you give us a bit of background on this?
Yes. It was discovered some time ago that many of the programs which are available either on a voluntary basis or through the public authority to help seniors, such as maintaining them in their homes as long as possible. A lot of these things broke down, and so did the social activity, the ability of a senior to move, particularly in the wintertime, on the question of being able to get there, either by physical means or because of lack of financial wherewithal to pay for taxis. And I would particularly like to stress that we've realized that much as we have our problems here in the city, the rural senior is infinitely worse off, where there's
deal with the retirement issue. Herbert Hanmer is retired National Director of Service for the Royal Canadian Legion. He's a member of the Council on Aging, the National Pensioners and Seniors Federation, and the United Senior Citizens of Ontario. He joins me now from Ottawa. Mr. Hanmer, first of all, I'd like to know if you think this is a justifiable infringement on your rights, that you must retire.
I've been retired for 10 years. I'm speaking in a retrospective sort of a way, and the issue is probably one more pertinent to those who are still in the workforce. However,
I think it's true that there are two aspects to this. One is the philosophical one, and many seniors, when we discussed this matter at length a few years ago, felt that they should be free to stay on if they wish to do so. On the other side of the coin is the pragmatic element to it, and I think this is the one that probably persuaded the Supreme Court to rule in the way they did. In other words, the number of people who are anxious or willing to stay beyond 65 are small in numbers as compared with those who do not wish to do that or who wish to retire before 65.
Among the
that a lot of the moves they've taken, they put in the clawback and they say it's not a break in universality, which is a matter of semantics. It is a break in universality. Similar kind of stories have been bandied around about the new childcare program. And it seems to me that we must look at the total picture. We haven't referred at all this morning to Medicare. Now, Mr. Walker would probably say Medicare isn't under threat. Well, I tell you that Medicare is under threat. And accompanied by the problems about old age security, seniors are dreadfully worried about
May your dreams bring you peace in the darkness. May you always rise over the rain. May the light from above always lead you to love. May you stay in the arms of the angels. May you always be brave in the shadows till the sun shines upon you again. Hear this prayer in my heart, and we'll ne'er be apart. May you stay in the arms of the angels.
Ne due